So we've been talking this week about the idea of attendancy, which is Dan Siegel's word, meaning the direction of attention that our energy goes, whether that's internal, external, or both at the same time. And so we've arrived at this dyadic focus part, which means internal and external at the same time. And the Enneagram numbers that tend to favor this more so than ones that favor only internal, more internal or more external, are Enneagram 3s, 6s, and 9s. So Enneagram 3s, 6s, and 9s tend to have a higher sense of this dyadic style of attendancy. So they're not mainly focused inward like 1s, 4s, and 5s. They're not mainly focused externally or outward like 2s, 7s, and 8s. However, they almost have this focus both at the same time. There's this kind of dance back and forth. These types are constantly moving between internal and external focus, adapting based on their own circumstances. So let's start with Enneagram 3. So Enneagram 3s alternate between focusing on their own internal goals and then on external validation of if they're meeting their goals, sort of monitoring both their own personal sense of success and monitoring how they're perceived by others. It really is a back and forth both and for the Enneagram 3. They tend to adapt their attention to align with what will help them achieve the most recognition or the most accomplishment. So there's this internal and external focus at the same time. 3s will sort of look externally on what culture expects of them, and then they will sort of make that their own and almost even begin to believe that they are those expectations. Then you have Enneagram 6. Enneagram 6s are focusing internally and externally by kind of alternating between internal doubt and external doubt, internal reassurance and external reassurance. They are scanning for potential risks while also seeking security through trusted sources. And depending on the 6, that could be something wildly different. Enneagram 6's attention tends to shift depending on their level of trust in themselves versus trust of others, which can kind of go in and out at times. Enneagram 6s can have some moments where they fully trust themselves, and then in the next moment, they don't trust themselves at all, and they're trying to find somebody else to trust. And then in the next moment, they don't trust that person that they trusted. They only trust themselves or somebody else. And so for the Enneagram 6, this direction of attention, internal and external, is all around security, doubt, reassurance, and certainty, whether that's internal and external. And they're kind of flipping back and forth constantly like the 3. And then the last number who favors dyadic attendancy is the Enneagram 9. Enneagram 9s tend to shift their attention between external comforts and internal comforts or harmony, kind of seeking this equilibrium. If things are okay outward and if things are okay inward, then I maybe finally feel like I'm in this state of equilibrium. They are kind of monitoring their own internal sense of peace, sense of well-being, sense of harmony, and then they're also monitoring the external sense of peace and well-being and harmony around them. They can get very uncomfortable when people aren't in harmony, and they can also get very uncomfortable when they aren't in harmony with themselves in this sort of uncomfortable way. So they're kind of monitoring their inner state and the external world to mainly maintain peace and avoid a sense of conflict. So I hope this makes sense. I hope this 3, 6, and 9, this dyadic sense of attendancy makes sense to you. If it doesn't, please ask a question, or if you are a 3 or 6 or a 9, or know a 3, 6, or a 9 and want to kind of come in and comment or chat about how this may check out or doesn't, please let me know and let's chat about it. Thanks, everybody.